Trump sworn in as the 47th President of the United States of America. Disgruntled Tobago fisherfolk seek answers from the Chief Secretary. Best friend to be charged with 15-year-old murder. Good evening, I'm Patricia Nicholson-Richards. Welcome to the Tobago Updates television news for Monday, 20th January 2025. Tonight we begin with this. Fishermen under the Tobago Unified Fisherfolk Association are demanding answers from Chief Secretary Farley Augustine about compensation for losses caused by the Gulf Stream oil spill. In December 2024, they were informed of inconsistencies in their submissions to the International Oil Pollution Compensation Fund and were instructed to resubmit. However, they remain dissatisfied with this response. More from reporter Candice Jackson.
Regardless of whether the fault lies with the THA, the central government, or the IOPC, fishermen under TUFA have decided that Chief Secretary Farley Augustine should bear full responsibility.
Very disappointed. Very disappointed.
The fishermen were severely impacted by the February 7, 2024 Gulf Stream oil spill. The THA has repeatedly stated that it lacks the funds to compensate them for an incident caused by an unidentified international entity. To address the issue, the central government engaged the IOPC to handle the claims. However, the IOPC informed the THA that it could not validate the claims due to insufficient information. One reason cited was that fishermen were reportedly able to operate in areas outside of Lambo and Scarborough during the affected period. This claim has been strongly refuted by fisherman Richard Burris.
We have videos of that oil all up in front Culloden Castara. All these places way down. Some of this oil go down to Grenada. So you can't go no 15 kilometers away from which part oil spill. It went further than that and it handbugged people.
Other fishermen like Captain Barry St. George encountered oil while adrift fishing south of Tobago just days after the initial incident.
When the boat reached in the oil spill, I realized what it was. So I then had to stop my fishing, drive away from it, dragging all my fishing tackles so that they didn't get covered in the oil and forget about that. So that is 2 days wasted again. Same thing, all bait in the well dead because once that oil go inside the bait, well bait and living in there.
Fishermen also reported that vessels caught in oil during the first few days of the spill required weeks or even months of repairs before they could return to sea. They also noted that the impact extended to many others within the fishing industry.
This is a bait area. This is the lobster ground. He haven't talked about what about the crab catchers like Manuel, like Adil Abord. He ain't talk about the stakeholders, the vendors, like Miss Laura, feeding off at the back of the fishermen, she small shop.
These claims were reportedly rejected by the IOPC. Another challenge with the compensation process was that the claims were submitted by fishermen who were operating based outside of Lambo and Scarborough. However, Richard Burris, based in Palatavia but typically fishes in the affected area, was instructed to submit his claims.
A white gentleman from IOPC from ITOF also told me, Mr. Taylor, he said, you were fishing down on the south? He said, yes. He said, well, if you are fishing down on the south and you have to leave because of the oil, you are inconvenienced and you have a right to put down your name for compensation.
Meanwhile, the oil is still being washed ashore.
So when the sea rough, it dig it up and sometimes it traces the oil and things still.
Fishermen believe that despite lacking the required data, bookkeeping or documentation, stronger advocacy should be made on their behalf. This is why Alison Thomas has expressed disappointment in the Chief Secretary, accusing him of not doing enough to secure relief for them.
We want the Honorable Farley Augustine to come and face us. We don't want him behind closed door in no meeting. Let him come down back on the ground. From where we pick him up and put him there, let him come down here and reach us.
Augustine has not yet responded to requests for comment. Meanwhile, fishermen threaten legal action. Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
Now to this. On Saturday, January 4th, a tragic discovery was made in the Mount Hay area located between Patience Hill and Blackrock when the body of 15-year-old Barris Joseph was found. The previous night, residents reported hearing gunshots only to later find Barris's lifeless body, which had sustained gunshot wounds. A Form 4 student at Signal Hill Secondary School, Barris was laid to rest in a heartfelt ceremony attended by family, classmates and friends at the Good News Seventh-day Adventist Church a few days ago. Police investigations have led to the arrest of another minor, identified as Barris's friend, who is set to be charged with his murder. We'll take a short break and come back with more. Stay tuned.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Attention, members of TWCU Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Are you ready to take the next step and help shape your credit union's future? This is your chance to get involved. We're now accepting nominations for elections at our 75th Annual General Meeting 2025. Open positions include spots on the Supervisory Committee, the Board of Directors, and the Credit Committee. Nomination packages are available on our website www.twcu.co.tt, or you can pick one up at our Port of Spain or Tobago offices. The completed forms can be dropped off at the said offices or emailed to nominations@twcu.co.tt no later than January 17th, 2025 at 3 p.m. For more information, visit our website at www.twcu.co.tt. Don't miss this opportunity to make a difference. Apply today and guide the future of your credit union. TWCU Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Our credit union, one family.
Welcome back. On December 30th, 2024, Trinidad and Tobago was placed under a state of emergency, with a recent parliamentary debate resulting in an extension of the measure to 3 months. Speaking on the Tobago Updates morning show, Inspector Dexter Miller of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service provided an update on the ongoing operations, noting that the SOE has enabled law enforcement to act swiftly on intelligence, allowing officers to target persons of interest more effectively. Reporter Joshua Dan tells us more.
As Trinidad and Tobago enters its 21st day under a state of emergency, debates about its necessity continue to intensify. Critics suggest that law enforcement already possess the intelligence needed to address criminal activity. However, Inspector Dexter Miller has emphasized that the SOE accelerates actions by bypassing delays inherent in standard legislative procedures.
There are persons of interest that we would have had intelligence on prior. But because of certain legislative situations, it's not that we are saying that the legislature is against, but there's a procedure to be followed. Because of the SOE, we can fast track those procedures.
He said the SOE has placed criminals in a position where they are compelled to stop or reduce their illicit activities.
There's a heightened increase in targeting persons of interest. So those persons of interest are now in a position that they have to curb, stop, or slow down any illegal activity that they would have been perpetrating on citizens because there's a SOE in place.
Inspector Miller noted that law enforcement is also actively collaborating with international and regional agencies to address the issue of illegal guns and ammunition coming into the country by strengthening border security measures.
Trinidad and Tobago alone cannot do it. We are doing our best at this present point in time. But with the increase that we are seeing, we need assistance, and we are seeking that collaboration with other territories.
Miller also shared that following the SOE, discussions will be held to review and amend certain procedures and policies to effectively address crime.
I can assure you that this present commissioner would be in discussion with her executive, together with the Minister of National Security and the legal team, to see what we can implement without too much going back to Parliament if we don't need to.
Joshua Dan, Tobago Updates, Television News.
Staying with news of the state of emergency, continuous murders and escalating criminal activities reflect the failure of a poorly planned state of emergency. This, according to opposition MP Saddam Hussein. Speaking at a press conference on Sunday, Hussein and UNC candidate Wayne Sturge outlined evidence suggesting that the SOE is ineffective in addressing crime in Trinidad and Tobago. More details in this report.
Under the state of emergency, law enforcement is empowered to detain individuals deemed a threat to public safety. However, since the SOE was declared on December 30, 2024, only 2 detention orders have been issued. The first came on January 12th, a delay that the opposition MP, Saddam Hussein, finds deeply concerning.
So we are now over 15 days, nearing probably 20 days of the state of emergency. And Minister Hines has only made one detention order that was published via legal notice.
Wayne Sturge, UNC candidate for Toko Sandy Grande, joined in by criticizing the government for failing to use its powers against those responsible for ongoing issues.
If you are not effectively targeting and having detention orders against those who are really responsible, a lot of times it's behind bars. These persons are behind bars. If you are not dealing with that, then detaining 2 persons, that's a drop in the ocean.
Hussein further implied that the government's handling of the gun amnesty, originally included in the SOE regulations, is another example of the SOE being poorly planned. The Attorney General removed the gun amnesty from the regulations on Thursday.
He says, 1, they lift it from the 2011 regulations. They lift it. You know what that means? They copy and paste from the 2011 regulations. And the second point he tells us is that the gun amnesty is not government policy.
Hussein argued that if the gun amnesty was not government policy, it raises the question of how it gained cabinet approval before being legislated. In the meantime, he accused the government of failing to be diligent in ensuring the SOE's effectiveness.
They should have used these regulations, think of them properly, and include powers that maybe are not in existing law. That would have been the most common sense thing to do at this point in time.
Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
The Industrial Court has ruled in favor of the Communication Workers Union over the 2018 retrenchment of 500 telecommunications services of Trinidad and Tobago workers. The court ordered the company to rescind the retrenchment notice and pay each worker $10,000. The ruling, issued on January 17, 2024, stated the dismissals were harsh and oppressive, not aligning with good industrial relations practices. Additionally, the court directed TSTT to pay $100,000 in exemplary damages to former CWU Secretary General Clyde Elder, whose statement was deemed unjust. The court also mandated that any lost benefits during the absence period be compensated. TSTT must make the payments by February 28, 2025. You're watching the Tobago Updates Television News. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. More news after this.
the game is on. You don't want to miss the best moments. With Amplia TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with Amplia's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 GB fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With Amplia, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. Amplia. Do more, live more.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Donald Trump was today sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. With 49.9% of the votes, Trump, representing the Republican Party, emerged winner of the U.S. elections. During his inauguration speech, he reminisced on his near-death experience, stating that God saved his life so that he could in turn save America.
A few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
He emphasized that the United States of America was now entering a quote-unquote golden age. Among the dignitaries in attendance were former presidents and vice presidents, ex-CEO Elon Musk, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, and TikTok CEO Shou Chew. On January 13, 2025, the House of Representatives passed the National Emblems Amendment Bill 2025, replacing Christopher Columbus's ships on the Trinidad and Tobago's coat of arms with a national instrument, the steel pan. During his contributions to the debate on January 13th, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley emphasized the importance of symbolism, noting the steel pan's place as a national treasure and rejecting colonial narratives.
That the Parliament has taken the step to remove the misrepresentation of Columbus's ships on our national coat of arms and replace it with the steel pan, would know that pan has reached the heights in Trinidad.
The new design features the steel pan in a metallic gold at the center of the coat of arms with its pan sticks. The current coat of arms remains valid until January 1st, 2026 or later if extended. The bill now heads to the Senate for approval before becoming law. Well, the Tobago Business Chamber welcomes the change to the National Coat of Arms, where the 3 Columbus ships will soon be replaced by the national instrument, the steel pan. Chairman of the Tobago Business Chamber, Martin George, said the change is long overdue.
Because your coat of arms is a representation of your country, it's a representation of your nation. And in the year 2025, it certainly does not appear appropriate that we retained those 3 ships of Columbus. The steel pan is much more representative, and definitely it is a positive and forward-thinking step for us to have taken.
He is suggesting that the coquelicot be removed as well.
It's an awful creature. It's destructive, it's loud, it's raucous, it's noisy, it serves no useful purpose, and yet it's a protected bird. You have Trinidad, which has the hummingbird designated as, the bird of Trinidad. You have the scarlet ibis as the national bird of Trinidad and Tobago. That is on the coat of arms. Why is the coquelicot still there?
He questions why Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, being a Tobagonian, did not use the opportunity to remove the coquelicot and suggested the hummingbird as a replacement. TNTEC's new East Side Dimension has topped the semi-finals of the National Panorama Small Conventional Bands. The Bell Garden Band competed against 30 other bands from across the country on Saturday at Victoria Square, Port of Spain, and secured first place with 275 points for their rendition of Panorama. They were followed by First Citizens Tobago Panthers, who performed Tiny Whiny and scored 272 points, tying with Southern Star Steel Orchestra for their performance of Me Lover. In 4th place was another Tobago band, Uptown Fascinators, with their rendition of Do Rocket So, scoring 271 points, also tying with St. Margaret's Superstars. The finals of the competition is scheduled for Saturday at Skinner Park in San Fernando. The weather report is next. Stay tuned.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrell Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrell Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Good morning, morning. Good morning, morning.
look at the weather update from the TNT Met Office. Tonight, partly cloudy and at times breezy with showery spells, particularly after midnight. Tonight's temperature drops to 23 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow, occasionally cloudy and breezy with scattered showers in some areas. A mostly settled evening and night is anticipated despite the odd shower. Winds may gust at times, especially in the vicinity of showers. As such, winds alert yellow level is in effect. Daytime temperatures are set to reach 29 degrees Celsius with a heat index of 32 degrees Celsius. Seas are rough, with waves 2.5 to 3 meters in open waters and 1.5 to 2 meters in sheltered areas. So all marine interests are advised to exercise extreme caution as a hazardous sea alert's yellow level is in effect. Sunrise is at 6:26 and the sunset at 6:01. And that's how we end this evening's newscast. Here's a recap of our headlines. Trump sworn in as the 47th President of the United States of America. Disgruntled Tobago fisher folk seek answers from the Chief Secretary. Best friend to be charged with 15-year-old murder. And police maintain SOE is yielding positive results. I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards, thanking you so much for joining us and wishing you a great night.